Hello everybody, I hope all of you are doing really well. My name is Siddhant Mehta and welcome you all to Toofan batch. Today we are going to revise chapter number 5, that is institutions supporting small business enterprises. Here we will understand how government institutions, external association and angel networks help startups to grow their business. But before that we will understand what is the relationship between government and startup. Here we will understand why government should support startup, how government can support startup and how startup can support government. Let's first understand why government should support a startup. Here startups are the one which drive innovation. They create new solutions for the existing problem. These new solutions give them the competitive advantage. Competitive advantage brings a lot of business to this country and this business ultimately boosts the economy of this country. So startups are the one which lead to technological progress. They are also the one which increase productivity. For example, earlier we used to pass bank entries manually in Tally, but this problem was identified by Zoho startup, and what they did, they linked bank account to their Zoho software, by which any entry which is passed in a bank account will be automatically reflected in your Zoho software. Now this will ultimately help you to save your time, which you can now utilize to different tasks. So definitely startups are the one which increase the productivity. Third, they create new job opportunities. Startups like Swiggy, Zomato, Zepto, Blinkit, they have created so many job opportunities for the one who are unemployed, uneducated as a delivery boy. So definitely they are the one which create new job opportunities. And there are also some startups which address societal challenges. What we have learned in chapter number 1, that there are social entrepreneurs who run their business to address societal issues, address cultural issues. So that's why government should support startup, because startup is helping a nation to grow by multiple ways. Now let's understand how can government support startup. The first one is policy framework. Create supportive policies for the startup. That means they should feel like they have to run the business in this country because your government is supporting us by giving tax incentives, by giving us the grants. Also here the regulatory burden is less. Second is access to the funding. Arrange a program where a startup can come to pitch their idea to the investor. These investors can be venture capitalists, angel networks. So arrange a program where startup can come and pitch their idea. Third one is infrastructure and incubation facilities. Have a research parks in your country where they can get the required resources. Arrange incubators or accelerator program. Now what do we mean by incubators? Incubators means a program which give support services for the startup. Support services means mentorship, networking event, or infrastructure. If startup doesn't have any office space, then they can join this incubator program where they will be provided with the office space. And accelerator means a short-term program which is entirely dedicated for the growth of the startup. Here they will give you some strategic advice. They will also give you training. They will give you access to the funding. So such programs should be arranged by the government. We will understand what do we mean by incubators and accelerators in chapter number 8. There is an entire chapter which is dedicated for incubators and accelerator. We will understand these two concepts in much depth there. Also, government should arrange a program where an entrepreneur can develop his skills. Also, government should arrange a program where he can network with his potential clients, partners and investors. And at the end, they are the one who are doing something innovative. So government should have a robust laws to protect their intellectual property. Ensure robust intellectual property rights protection through efficient patent offices and legal assistance. So this is how government can support startup. Now let's understand how startup can support government. We have already understood 3 points here of job creation, innovation and technology, and social impact initiatives. The two ones are tax revenue. Once we all know that once startup clicked, they have a huge business. They run business in crores. So they also contribute to the tax in crores. Successful startups contribute to the government revenue through various taxes. And the last one is partnership and collaboration. Government are the one who have necessary resources and network, and startups are the one who have the mindset to scale their product. So if they two gets collaborated, they can use the resources efficiently and can create an impact. Startups collaborate with the government on initiatives leveraging resources to accelerate growth and impact. So this is how startup can support government. Now let's understand about government institution. So government institutions help startup to grow, and they are divided into two parts. One is central level institution and the another one is state level institution. Let's first understand about central level institution. So the first one is DPIIT, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. This department comes under Ministry of Commerce and it works for promoting industrial development and for startup. So here they have bring initiative in the name of Startup India initiative, where you can get all these benefits. Now here there is one printing mistake. This is your main initiative and these are the benefits, where the sub point is recognition and certificate like Startup India Hub. So correct this. So the first benefit in Startup India initiative is of recognition and certificate. Once you get recognized as a startup under DPIT, you will get all the benefits which are there in DPIT registration. We have understood about the advantages of this registration in chapter number 1. Also we have understand the eligibility criteria for it. So here the benefit which you can have is of tax benefits, and also there is easier regulatory compliance once you register your startup in DPIT. The second one is Startup India Hub. This is a single point contact platform for the startup, which they can use if they need any resources, which they can use if they need any information regarding any mentorship or networking event, or if they have any queries regarding registration of their business in DPIT. All such queries, all such information they can ask in a single contact platform, that is Startup India Hub. Third one is funding support. They arrange a program where startup can pitch their idea and get the funds from Fund of Funds for Startup, credit guarantee schemes, government grants and cheaper loans. Fund of Fund for Startup means here the government will give money to the SEBI registered venture capital, and that venture capital will invest in your startup. This is called Fund of Funds for Startup. And the credit guarantee schemes mean here you will get the loan, but this loan will be given to you without any collateral. So all such benefits will be also be given to the startup. The third one is regulatory reforms. Here, as we all know, we have already understood this in chapter number 1, that if you register your startup in DPIT, you get also get the regulatory benefits like easier regulatory compliance, simplifies compliance with business laws, intellectual property rights and environmental clearance. Third one is international collaboration. Here they arrange an event where you can collaborate with foreign partners, foreign investors, foreign businessmen. If you want to scale your business globally, then you can use this opportunity for future collaboration. So here you can facilitate global partnership for technology transfer and market expansion. It encourages cross-country innovation, investment and market access. All these benefits are given to you in DPIT. Now let's understand about NITI Aayog. This is a government institution which is focused on sustainable development, economic growth and innovation. So here they have launched Atal Innovation Mission, which promotes entrepreneurship and innovation through various programs like Atal Incubation Center, Atal Tinkering Labs, Atal Community Innovation Center. The first one is Atal Incubation Center. So this is nothing but an incubation program, and we have just understood what is incubation program is. It is a program which provides support services for the startup. Support services means if they need any mentorship, if they want to be part of any networking event, if they need any infrastructure facility, all such support services are provided to startup in such incubation program. The second one is Atal Tinkering Labs. So here they established innovation labs in schools for students where they can learn about AI, about new technology, about blockchain, by which the creative and problem solving mindset should be developed in students. This is run because to develop an entrepreneurial mindset from young age and create future innovators. The third one is Atal Community Innovation Center. Now this center is also providing support services for the startup, but they are focused on entrepreneurs who are from rural and semi-urban areas. So here they support grassroots innovation and local entrepreneurship. This was all about NITI Aayog. Now let's understand about SIDB. SIDB means Small Industries Development Bank of India. Now this is a financial institution which focused on supporting startups and MSME. So the first program was SIDB Startup Mitra Portal. Now this is an online portal where a startup can connect with investor, can connect with mentors for any strategic advice. Second one is SMILE, Make in India Soft Loan Fund for MSME. So here they provide soft loan for MSME. Now soft loan means loan which is provided to you at concessional interest rates. Third one is SIDB Venture Capital Fund for Startups. So here they provide a fund for the startup, but in exchange of equity or quasi-equity. Quasi-equity means an instrument which has equity features and also debt features is called as quasi-equity. So here they first arrange a portal where startup can connect with investor. Second is they provide soft loan for MSME, and third one is they provide funds for the startup in exchange of equity. Now the fourth one is NRDC. This is National Research Development Corporation, and this is under Ministry of Science and Technology. What we have covered first, DPIIT. DPIIT is under Ministry of Commerce, and National Research Development Corporation comes under Ministry of Science and Technology, which is focused on commercializing innovation and facilitating technology transfer. So here they have 3 programs. One is Technology Business Incubator. Now this is a program which is an incubator program. Incubator program means support services. Now, but this support services is only given for such startups who have done something technologically new, who have bring something technologically new through their innovation. So they provide support services for such startup who have done something technologically new. Second one is Entrepreneurship Development Program. So they run a training program for the startup, for their entrepreneurs, where they can develop their skills. And the third one is Technology Transfer and Licensing. Means if there is any research institution who have patented their innovation, now they will reach to NRDC saying that we want to license this patent, and if you find any buyer, then tell us. So then NRDC will list this patent name in their website, and if there is any interested buyer, buyer means the startup who wants to use this patent in their business, then they will reach to the NRDC and they will make the licensing payment to the NRDC, and from this licensing payment they will make the royalty payment to the research institution, and they will take the commission amount. So here NRDC is being a facilitator who is providing research, patented research to the startup to use in their business. So here they provide access to the patented technology and innovation across multiple industries. So here NRDC is being just a facilitator. The fifth institution is Indian Patent Office. Now this is a government institution which grants patent and trademarks in India. Here in this institution there are following benefits. The first one is Patent Facilitation Cell, where you get all the assistance which is required for filing the patent. If you need any assistance for understanding the drafting or filing the patent application, all such help will be provided to you in Patent Facilitation Cell. The second one is Scheme for Facilitating Startups Intellectual Property Protection. This initiative will help startup to reduce their financial burden, because here 80% of your patent filing fees will be reimbursed to you. And the third benefit is fast track examination of patent for startup. So if you have applied for any patent and you are a startup, then it will be examined in fast track process, by which your innovation should be patented at a faster pace, and you have a quicker entry in the market, which will ultimately give you the competitive advantage which is required. So these are the 5 institutions at central level which help startup to grow. Also there are some state level institutions which help startup to grow. Here are the few examples of it, but all of them are providing the same services only, so I have not mentioned their services. You can go through their name once. Now let's understand about external associations. These are the associations which are not run by government. The first one is Confederation of Indian Industry. This association consists of members who are from different industries and sector. This association is also called as Premier Business Association. This association helps government at the time of framing policy or suggesting some changes in the policy. They also arrange networking events for their members where they can look out for future collaboration opportunities. The second one is Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. This is an association which is primarily focused on policy advocacy. That means changes in policy, means suggesting some changes in the policy or suggesting some new policies to the government. This association work closely with the government. ये MCQ को वो पूछेंगे, which association work closely with the government. FICCI is the one which work closely with the government for suggesting some new policies or suggesting some changes in the policies. The third one is Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry of India. This is association which also provide the same services, like if there is any policy changes are required or arranging networking events. Now you must have one question, sir, each and every association is providing the same services, then what is the difference in these associations? The difference lies in whom they are representing. Associated Chambers of the Commerce represent problems of MSME. So if there is any policy which has been implemented by the government which is affecting MSME and some changes is required, then Associated Chambers of the Commerce are the one which will represent to the government. Federation of Indian Chambers of the Commerce, they are the one which represent micro level changes to the government. If there is any changes requiring union budget or any GST policy or export import policy, then such suggestions are given by FICCI, and CII gives suggestion which are at micro level. If there is any new incentive for startups should be launched, all such basic and micro level incentives, micro level changes are being suggested by CII to the government. So though the services which are provided by these associations are the same, but the whom they are representing is different. Now this is not there in your syllabus, but I have given it to you for better understanding. Now the fourth one is National Association of Software and Service Companies. This is the association which also provides the same services, but here they are representing IT and IT enabled service sector. So if there is any changes which is required, which is particularly affecting IT, then such representation will be done by National Association of Software and Service Company. The last one is Indian Angel Network. This is an association which consists of angel investors, where they look out for startups and invest in them, and also provide support services for the startup. Here they particularly invest in early stage startup. Now in module they have given some initiatives which are run by these two associations. First one is Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry of India. So here they have launched few initiatives for a startup. The first one is Startup Launchpad, where they provide a platform for a startup where they can pitch their idea to the potential investor and can raise funding. Then they also arrange accelerators or incubation program. We already know what accelerator or incubation program is. So if startup needs growth in their business or they need some support services, then they can register for this program. Also, if there are any policy changes which are required, then through this association they represent to the government if there are any changes in a policy which is required or some new policies needs to be implemented. Such initiatives are done by Associated Chambers of Commerce for startup. Then FICCI, here they have also launched some similar initiatives for startups, where they arrange accelerator program, where they also give the platform for the startup where they can pitch their idea to the potential investors. Here also they represent if there are any policy changes which is required, and also they arrange some networking events for startup. Now you can see these two associations are providing the same initiatives, but the one who will register for such initiatives will be the different. Here there will be such startup who want to do business at regional level, but here there will be such startups who want to do their business at international level. They are the one who will register themselves in Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce, and the one who want to do their business at domestic level, then they will register themselves in Associated Chambers of Commerce. This is the difference between these two. Now let's understand our last concept for the day, that is angel networks. Angel network consists of group of individual investors. These are the one who are high net worth individuals, experienced businessmen, experienced professional who have sufficient knowledge of investment and also how to run the business. They are the one who come together, form their network and invest in early stage startup. So here they are known as angel investors because they provide seed funding to the startup. Seed funding means funding provided to the startup to kickstart their operation. ये सबसे ज़्यादा risky stage रहता है because 96 to 97% of the startup are not able to run their business for more than 3 years. But still these investors are believing in these startup. That's why they are called angel investors. But with funding, they also provide support services like mentorship advice, strategic advice to them. But all such services are provided in exchange of equity ownership in the company. Let us understand how angel networks work and how they support startup. First is membership. First, such angel investors come together and form their network. Then through this angel network, they start to actively seek promising startups through referrals from their members who are there in the network, or attending any pitch event, doing partnership with incubators. Incubators have already a lot of startups registered for their program, so these startups pitch their idea to the angel investors for funding. Now then they evaluate the startup based upon market potential, team strength and innovation. Once they filter out the startup in which they have to invest, they start the due diligence process. In this due diligence, they thoroughly understand the the business model of the entity. They check whether there are any red flags in the financial. सारे कंप्लायंस कंपनी ने किए क्या, जो भी लीगल कंप्लायंस है, जो भी टैक्स कंप्लायंस है, वो टीम की क्रेडिबिलिटी चेक करता है, बिकॉज वंस दे मेक द इन्वेस्टमेंट दे आर ऑल्सो द इक्विटी ओनर ऑफ दिस कंपनी. दैट्स वाई दे डू द थोरो ड्यू diligence of that company. Once this company pass this due diligence process, they invest in this company and become equity owner of this company. And once they become equity owner of the company, they provide mentorship or support services to the startup. Means if there is any suggestions which are required in product development कि तुम ये features अपने product में add करो जिससे तुम्हें competitive advantage मिलेगा. They also provide marketing strategies, like if you want to scale your product or if you want to enter a new market, then you follow this marketing strategy, you follow this pricing strategy to attract consumers. So all such strategic advice, mentorship, guidance is also provided to the startup by angel investors. Currently, there has been an increasing interest of angel investors in India, and the reason is the success stories of a lot of startup in India, and they are getting success because favorable regulatory reforms are there. Here you will get tax incentives, here you will get the grant from government. Also the regulatory burdens on these startups has been reduced. With that, having incubators and accelerator programs, they get the necessary support services which are required for the growth of startup. Because of all such things, startups are achieving a lot of growth in their business, and the investors who are investing in these startups are getting 20x and 30x return on their investment. That's why those who have excess capital with them, like angel investors, they are much more interested to invest in startup to get this 20x and 30x benefit. This is the reason why the angel investors are much more interested to invest in startups in India. Here they have given some of the examples of angel networks which are there in India, their establishment date, in which particular sector they focus on, which are the services which they offer, and what are their investments. Here you can go through these examples. There is nothing much to explain here, and this becomes your end of your chapter number 5. If you are loving these videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and also like this video. Tab tak ke liye tada, bye bye. Now see you in next lecture.